Hanju sat cross-legged on the ground, arms folded, deep in thought. The Book of Misfortune truly lived up to its name. Just one glance told him it was no auspicious treasure. With so many sealed pages inside, it was clearly a book meant for killing, much like Suchi's cursed artifact that could bring misfortune upon others. The young man was sweeping nearby when he suddenly noticed Hanju. Suchi froze, staring at him with wide, round eyes. A blush crept up his cheeks, and for some reason, he felt an odd sense of closeness. Hanju's face, however, was filled with killing intent, his eyes flashing coldly. "What did you say?" Hanju asked, his tone sharp. Suchi flinched and quickly pleaded for mercy. Terrified, the young man turned to flee. "Sorry for disturbing you, senior," he cried as he ran off. Hanju didn't chase him. He simply watched in silence. Even within misfortune, can two people sense each other's aura? Interesting. He frowned. The system only produced top-quality items, so the Book of Misfortune shouldn't be able to curse someone to death. Right? Without dwelling on it, Hanju bit his finger. Guess I'll just recognize it as my own for now. The book was plastered with talismans. Hanju dripped his blood onto the most prominent one. Slowly, the drop of blood seeped into the tattered charm. Suddenly, the talisman burst into dazzling light, illuminating the entire area. At the same moment, a purple glow appeared out of nowhere, enveloping Hanju. But who should I test it on? He flipped open the book. Xiao Yi, his number one enemy, came to mind. But no, that man's cultivation was higher than his own. The curse might not work. The system claimed curses were undetectable, but Hanju didn't entirely trust it. Then he thought of Liian Long. They were of the same cultivation level, and Hanju had already defeated him before. Moreover, Liian Long had been plotting to overthrow the Yuqing sect. A sinister smile spread across Hanju's face. If it weren't for you, our Yu branch might have already found love. Far away, in a secluded forest, birds circled in the sky above drifting clouds. A waterfall crashed down from a cliff, sending torrents of water rushing below. Liian Long knelt outside a small house, earnestly begging his master to descend the mountain. His master refused. I left the mortal world long ago, and no longer involve myself in the struggles of the cultivation world. If you seek revenge, you must do it yourself. Sweat trickled down Liian Long's brow. Then please teach me the poison god pill technique. Again, his master refused. And risk you poisoning me to death? I'd die an unjust death. Liian Long cursed inwardly. The old dog is still wary of me. His master finally explained, Jiao Dingjunren has already sensed my existence. I cannot afford to offend him. But if you truly want revenge, you can go to the Wei family of Great Yen. In the cultivation world, their network is vast. You understand what I mean. Liian Long caught on immediately. As he walked away, he muttered under his breath, "Old bastard. I've been building up my poisoned body for years. You said I was the sole heir to the Poison King, yet you haven't even taught me everything." The moment he cursed his master, dark clouds rolled in overhead. Perhaps his karmic retribution had arrived. Before he could finish his sentence, a bolt of lightning struck him from above. On one side, the sun shone brightly, on the other, where Liian Long stood, the sky turned pitch black, thunderclouds rumbling as lightning struck him again and again. Elsewhere, Hanju stared at the old, talisman-covered book. He frowned. I've been cursing all day. And nothing's happened. Don't tell me it's a fake. Yang Tiandong burst in with excitement. Master! Your disciple did not disappoint you. I've become a core disciple. The ruthless sword technique you taught me is unmatched. Many can't even withstand a single strike. I plan to attend the cultivation conference to bring fame to the Yuqing sect. Could you teach me one more move? Suchi, overhearing this, became curious. You're the senior brother Yang Tiandong that senior once mentioned? Yang scratched his head sheepishly. Without warning, Hanju kicked Yang Tiandong off the mountain. Master, are you against me attending the cultivation conference? Yang cried midair. I'm afraid you might get infected with bad luck, Hanju replied. 5 years later, Hanju finally reached the great perfection stage of soul transformation, he pondered. Once he advanced to the void amalgamation stage, his ability to absorb spiritual energy from heaven and earth would triple, but others in the cave dwelling wouldn't be able to absorb any at all. That wouldn't be fair to Suchi, but there was nowhere else suitable for him. Keeping him locked in the cave forever wasn't a long-term solution. After thinking for a long time, Hanju finally called out, "Suchi, come here. I have something to discuss with you." The young man hurried over. "What is it, senior?" "You've been in the Yuqing sect for years now. Consider that you've already embarked on the cultivation path. I'll give you a task. If you can complete it, I'll take you as my disciple." Suchi's face lit up. "What's the task?" "I will not disappoint you." Hanju pointed toward the north. "I want you to go to Northern Continent, join the beast-taming sect, focus on cultivating, and then act as an undercover agent. I'll destroy the sect and bring you back." Suchi's heart trembled. Destroy an entire sect? What realm is this senior at? How terrifyingly strong! He shouted excitedly, "I will complete the mission." "This is a top-secret task," Hanju warned. "Tell no one. Now go." Suchi obeyed immediately. He raised his hand toward the sunlight filtering down from the sky. "After so many years, I didn't expect Senior would finally let me leave." Golden rays slipped through his fingers as he thought, "I always believed I'd need to surpass his cultivation before I'd be allowed out. I'd even prepared to stay here for life. But now, I must complete my master's trial." Then, scratching his head, Suchi suddenly realized, "Wait. I never asked for the exact location. Where is Northern Continent again?" Hanju, his face twisted with a demonic expression, crimson eyes fixed upon a book filled with talismans and yin-yang symbols. At that moment, atop a mountain beneath a gloomy sky, the air was cold and heavy with mystery, strange creatures lurking about. A colossal monster appeared, round-bodied, its mouth a gaping vortex, shaking everything around it. Amid the smoke and chaos, Liian Long broke out in a cold sweat, his face tense with fear before the terrifying creature. He was so on edge that he didn't even react when someone called out to him nearby. The man beside him demanded, "Didn't you say you knew the way? Why lead us straight into a monster's lair?" Liian Long's face darkened. This road wasn't like this before. Forcing a nervous smile, he tried to reassure them, "Don't panic. There's a shortcut here, I've taken it before." But in truth, he was baffled. It felt as though his bad luck had spread to everyone around him. Once, while walking down a path, he'd been struck by lightning from the clear sky. Another time, when cultivating diligently, he'd fallen victim to heart demons. And just last week, he tried to rob a cultivator carrying a guitar, only to nearly be annihilated, for the man had been hiding his true power. Bitterly, he reminded himself, "No. I still have grudges to settle. I can't die here." Suddenly he shouted, "I remember! The path should be this way." His companions sighed helplessly. "We literally just went that way." From that day, and for the next 2 years, the system displayed countless notifications. One in particular caught Hanju's eye: "Your disciple Suchi has spread misfortune." The Azure Demon sect was struck by a once-in-a-century tribulation. The entire sect perished. Hanju couldn't help but laugh at the sight of it, inwardly praising Suchi. Nearby, Jingxi spoke aloud, "From today, no disciple is allowed to enter the myriad demon realm until further notice." The crowd murmured at once. Hanju turned to her and said, "This tribulation in the myriad demon realm, who knows how long it will last? I must trouble you." "Elder Jingxi," she replied calmly, "think nothing of it, Elder Han." Hanju smiled brightly and expressed his thanks. Suddenly, a beam of light descended along with a system prompt: teleportation initiated. Destination: Myriad Demon Realm. Jingxi's face clouded with concern. Not even 100 years since reaching the nascent soul stage. And already over 2 centuries old, yet he's stepped into void amalgamation. Even Ancestor Jioding needed nearly 1,000 years to reach that realm. One disciple asked, "What's happening in the myriad demon realm?" She answered gravely, God Slayer Elder is using the myriad demon realm to undergo his tribulation. This must not be spread. Just say the realm is facing a natural disaster. The moment she spoke, eyes lit up with excitement, as if fanatics catching sight of their idol. Behind the cheering crowd, one man stood with a darkened face, gripping a spyglass tightly. At that moment, Quan Wugong closed his eyes, sensing everything around him. Slowly, he opened them and spoke finally. My chance has come. In the myriad demon realm, thunder roared and lightning tore endlessly across the pitch-black sky. For 7 days and nights, the storms raged without pause. At last, one enormous bolt split the heavens, plummeting with unimaginable speed. Han Ju opened his eyes, revealing deep brown pupils brimming with mystery. His face betrayed no emotion as he sat unmoving. Void amalgamation stage. Achieved. The system's voice rang in his mind. Congratulations on your breakthrough. You have obtained one of 2 coexistent soulbound treasures. It will only ever recognize you, Han Ju, and will grow stronger as you do. Without hesitation, he chose the sword. Congratulations, you have obtained the Hong Ming Judgment Sword. Since you did not reincarnate according to the usual laws, the Hong Ming Qi upon you has forged this soulbound treasure. From the swirling black mist emerged a pitch-black sword of immense power. Eyes widening in shock, Han Ju muttered, Hong Ming. He stroked his chin. Is this the Hong Ming from the tales of the primordial age? Looking at his status, his eyes caught the phrase mortal shedding stage. Like a cocoon breaking open. Casting off the mortal shell. Is this the path to becoming an immortal? The gap between void amalgamation and soul transformation was vast. What the latter could not achieve, the former could with ease. In his mind, an image appeared, a silent, ancient forest. His divine sense could now extend over 100 miles. Out of nowhere, a massive spider appeared, with black eyes and razor-sharp fangs. Then came the figure of Quan Wugong, walking forward with an air of majesty and strength. Han Ju blinked in surprise. Why is Elder Quan here? Quan Wugong said coldly. The tribulation has ended. Yet I still can't find where you've been hiding, God Slayer Elder. A voice came from behind him. Who are you looking for? Startled, Quan Wugong turned pale. When he looked upon Han Ju, his eyes went wide with shock. This is the God Slayer Elder? He's too handsome.